Welcome to 50 Plus Health Guardian, where you don't just live longer, but live better. Have you ever thought that cheese is a healthy food? That as long as you choose low-fat options and eat in moderation, it'll be fine? Then you need to hear this today. Listen to this before you take another bite. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2023 revealed, if you eat just 1 ounce of the wrong kind of cheese per day, your risk of stroke or heart attack could increase by up to 38%. And this level of danger is especially high in people aged 50 and older. Even worse, the most commonly consumed cheeses in the US are actually the biggest culprits. They're found in almost every supermarket, advertised as convenient, friendly, calcium-rich. But in reality, they are quietly destroying the cardiovascular, nervous, and renal systems of older adults. And if you're over 50, your body no longer metabolizes sodium, saturated fats, or food additives the way it used to. What was once harmless can now become a silent threat. And today, I'm going to take you through a truth no food company wants you to hear. But first, let me tell you the story of Carl. Carl is 66 years old and lives in Arizona. Every morning, he had a sweet little habit, toasting 2 slices of bread, adding 2 slices of melting American cheese, sipping a cup of coffee and watching the sunrise. A seemingly perfect, healthy, and peaceful start to the day. Until one morning, while bending down to tie his shoes, Carl suddenly collapsed. His body trembled. Cold sweat broke out, his head pounded like a hammer, and his heartbeat went wild. He was rushed to the emergency room. Doctors diagnosed him with a transient ischemic attack, a mini-stroke that serves as a very serious warning sign. He didn't smoke, didn't drink, and wasn't overweight. His blood pressure and cholesterol weren't in the danger zone either. So, what was the cause? When doctors asked about his diet, they realized that for many years, Carl had been starting his day with 2 slices of processed cheese. No one had told him that those slices contained up to 300 milligrams of sodium each, along with synthetic phosphates and a specific type of saturated fat, all of which are extremely harmful to older adults. At 66, his kidneys were no longer strong enough to handle a high dose of sodium every morning. His arteries weren't as flexible as they used to be, unable to withstand the impact of food additives. Within just a year, those seemingly harmless cheese slices had pushed him to the brink of a stroke, and Carl is not alone. Millions of Americans over 50 are repeating the same routine, every morning, every week, every month. So, if you're entering middle age and still think cheese is a safe food just because it's small, soft, or tasty, then it's time to reconsider. At 50, your body no longer has the resilience it once had at 30. Your blood vessels are more fragile. Your kidneys filter less efficiently. Your brain is more sensitive to inflammatory triggers. In today's video, I'm going to show you 4 of the most dangerous types of cheese that people over 50 should avoid at all costs. Each one will come with solid scientific evidence, real life examples, and, most importantly, simple, safe, and practical alternatives. Especially the most dangerous cheese of all will be revealed at the end of the video. And chances are it's sitting in your fridge right now, wrapped in colorful packaging, and labeled kid-friendly. Before we begin, I'd like you to leave a comment below. What type of cheese do you eat every day? Have you ever felt bloated, had a headache, or felt tired after eating a cheese sandwich? Let's reflect on our eating habits, because just one small change today could save you from a hospital visit tomorrow. Part 1. Processed cream cheese. Do you still remember those small, triangular, soft, and spreadable cheese wedges wrapped in foil? Did you know that just one daily serving of this type of cheese loads your body not only with fat, but also with a toxic cocktail of chemicals, additives, and sodium far beyond safe limits, especially for those over 50? Processed cream cheese, the kind that comes in cans, plastic tubs or triangle-shaped portions for convenience, is the most dangerous type of cheese for older adults. It's no coincidence that nutrition experts in the U.S. call it a stroke in a jar. It doesn't just clog your blood vessels. It can also damage your kidneys, inflame your brain, and gradually cause you to lose your memory without understanding why. A 2022 study from the National Kidney Foundation revealed that inorganic phosphate, commonly used in processed cheeses to enhance texture and retain color, is closely linked to chronic kidney disease in people over 60. This compound increases the burden on the kidneys, causes toxin buildup, and accelerates arterial calcification, making blood filtration inefficient and leading to swelling, fatigue, and debilitation. And that's not all. According to a report from the Harvard School of Public Health, many processed cheeses still contain trans fats. Even though they've been banned in many countries, they quietly appear in low-cost products. These fats not only increase bad cholesterol, LDL, and reduce good cholesterol, HDL, but also raise the risk of stroke and heart attack by up to 50% in middle-aged adults. But the scariest part is the feeling that nothing is happening. You eat a creamy, smooth piece of cheese, savor its richness, and think, oh, it's fine. But inside, day by day, week by week, month by month, tiny blood vessels in your brain are being silently inflamed. Atherosclerotic plaques begin to form. Pressure on your heart and kidneys gradually builds, until one day you feel a mild dizziness, an unusual wave of fatigue, a strange headache, and things get serious. That's exactly what happened to Mrs. Helen, a 70-year-old woman living in Ohio. Helen is an active woman who enjoys preparing light breakfasts at home. For the past 3 years, she had a consistent morning routine. One slice of toast with a generous spread of cream cheese, the soft, rich kind, with a hint of almond flavor she loved since childhood. But then, she started feeling tired after breakfast. Some mornings, her legs were slightly swollen, her vision a bit blurry, her memory no longer as sharp as before. She thought, maybe it's just aging. Until a routine checkup revealed that her kidney function had dropped by 40%. Her blood had abnormally high levels of phosphate, and she was on the edge of early-stage kidney failure. After cutting cream cheese from her diet and switching to unsalted fresh ricotta, adjusting her water and sodium intake, her condition gradually stabilized. But she said something we'll never forget. I thought I was eating simply and lightly. Turns out I was planting the seeds of illness every single day. If you're eating cream cheese every morning, take a close look at the ingredient label. You'll see names like sodium phosphate, potassium sorbate, artificial color, stabilizers like E450, and sometimes even hydrogenated vegetable oil, which is just another name for hidden trans fats. This isn't food. It's a collection of industrial compounds made to mimic cheese. At 30, your body might have handled it, but from age 50 onward, you can no longer tolerate that kind of toxic load. Your kidneys weaken over time. Your nervous system slows down in processing toxins. Your blood vessels become more fragile and more easily damaged. Your brain becomes more prone to inflammation, and new studies are now showing additives in processed cheese may contribute to cognitive decline, memory loss, and even the risk of early Alzheimer's. So what's the alternative? If you still enjoy a light, creamy richness at breakfast, try unsalted fresh ricotta or plain Greek yogurt mixed with avocado or olive oil. You'll still get that smooth texture, that pleasant fat content and flavor, without sacrificing your kidney, brain, and heart function. Don't trade health for convenience. Remember, after 50, every meal you choose will either nourish your life or quietly prepare you for your next hospital visit. And processed cheese, and in any form, is exactly what you need to remove from your kitchen starting today. Part 2. American cheese. Do you remember the comforting aroma of grilled cheese sandwiches from your childhood? Have you ever bought those thin, orange-yellow cheese slices stacked in transparent plastic packaging, perfect for sandwiches, hamburgers, or melting? Chances are you're thinking of American cheese, a cheese that has become an icon in American meals for nearly a century. But the truth is, American cheese is not really cheese, and it's certainly not friendly to the health of people over 50. According to the FDA's definition, American cheese is a cheese product, not real cheese. Why? Because it's the result of blending real cheese with emulsifiers, softening agents, food dyes, and a hefty amount of salt, creating a mixture that melts easily, extends shelf life, but is extremely dangerous for the cardiovascular and cerebrovascular systems of older adults. One average slice of American cheese contains around 330 milligrams of sodium, nearly 15% of the daily sodium limit for middle-aged individuals. And that's not all. It also contains artificial coloring, phosphates, and partially hydrogenated vegetable oil. The origin of trans fats, which the World Health Organization has officially warned should be eliminated entirely from the diets of people over 50. A 2019 study published in the British Medical Journal found that people who consume ultra-processed foods, including American cheese, have a 42% higher risk of early death from cardiovascular disease than those who eat natural cheese. So why? Is this cheese still consumed by the millions of slices every day? The answer is simple. It's convenient, cheap, easy to eat, and makes us feel familiar. That's exactly why Mr. Dave, 63 years old from Texas, stuck with American cheese for over 10 years, without realizing he was slowly walking into the danger zone. Dave is a health-conscious person. He limits red meat, eats plenty of vegetables, and walks every afternoon. But there was one fixed element in his lunch, a sandwich with 2 slices of melted American cheese, every day, without fail, until he started experiencing high blood pressure, elevated LDL cholesterol, and frequent dizziness when standing up. His doctor ran tests and confirmed the cause wasn't fast food or greasy meals. It was the hidden sodium in those 2 seemingly harmless cheese slices. When he removed American cheese from his diet and switched to fresh mozzarella combined with more plant-based potassium, within just 8 weeks, his blood pressure returned to a safe range. The difference was clear. So why is American cheese more dangerous than we think? First, it's loaded with sodium, far above safe levels. Yet it's easy to overconsume because of its mild, creamy taste, not as sharp or salty as aged blue, cheese, or cheddar. Second, it contains synthetic phosphate, which directly interferes with calcium absorption and increases the risk of arterial calcification, a leading cause of atherosclerosis and stroke after age 50. Third, it's produced at high temperatures and includes hydrogenated vegetable oil, making the fats harder to break down, leading to systemic inflammation and increased visceral fat, the kind you can't see in the mirror but can feel through fatigue, sluggishness, and memory decline. Fourth, and perhaps most dangerously, it's packaged and marketed as a safe, everyday food that kids love, tricking many into believing it can't be harmful. If you've ever thought, I only eat 1 slice a day, it can't be that serious, think again. After 50, your body no longer processes sodium, fat, and phosphate the way it used to. A little each day may not show immediate effects, but after months or years, the consequences become clear. So if you have American cheese in your fridge, take a look at the ingredient label right now. You'll see tiny print, sodium phosphate, artificial color, milk protein concentrate, vegetable oil, all signs that this is not natural cheese and not something you should be putting into your body every day, especially after age 50. If you're looking for safer alternatives, here are 3 better choices. 1. Low-sodium fresh mozzarella, the soft white kind, not pre-packaged in plastic. 2. Aged cheddar with low sodium, properly matured to reduce lactose and increase protein. 3. Pure goat cheese, with no additives and no industrial processing. These are real cheeses, simple, natural, and not only better for your heart, but also help preserve memory, strengthen bones, and boost daily energy levels. Don't let thin cheese slices cost you your long-term health. Eliminating American cheese might be the smallest yet wisest decision you'll make for your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Part 3. Blue cheese. Have you ever felt like a true foodie when adding a touch of blue cheese to your salad or crackers? Its bold saltiness, pungent aroma, and signature blue veins make blue cheese the choice of those with a refined palate. But if you're over 50, you may be sprinkling a red flag food onto your meal without realizing it. Blue cheese is a type of cheese fermented with a special mold called penicillium. This mold is what creates the distinct blue streaks, sharp taste, and unmistakable strong aroma. It may sound fancy, but within those veins of mold lie a host of compounds that can trigger dangerous reactions in older adults, especially when your body's enzyme systems have slowed down with age. A 2023 study published in the journal Food Chemistry showed that people over 60 who consume high amounts of tyramine, a compound abundant in blue cheese, have a significantly increased risk of severe headaches, sudden spikes in blood pressure, and irregular heart rhythms. Why? Because in younger individuals, tyramine can be broken down by an enzyme called monoamine oxidase, but after age 50, the activity of this enzyme declines dramatically, causing tyramine to build up in the bloodstream and trigger strong, sometimes life-threatening physiological reactions. Take Mrs. Joyce, 68, who lives in Washington, D.C., as an unforgettable example. She regularly sprinkled a bit of blue cheese on her evening salads. One day, during dinner, she experienced a sudden sharp headache, a racing heartbeat, and flushed face. Thinking it was just regular fatigue, she drank some water and rested. But by midnight, the pain had spread to her neck, her blood pressure spiked, and she was rushed to the hospital. The diagnosis? Acute tyramine reaction. Doctors advised her to stop consuming mold-ripened cheeses immediately. But tyramine isn't the only danger. Blue cheese, especially the soft, unpasteurized, or improperly stored varieties, carries a high risk of contamination with the bacteria Listeria monocytogenes. This bacterium is extremely dangerous for people with weakened immune systems, such as older adults, those with chronic illnesses, or pregnant women. Listeria doesn't always cause loud or dramatic symptoms. It silently causes fatigue, mild fever, prolonged diarrhea, but can progress to blood infections, meningitis, and even death if left undetected. What's frightening is that many people over 60 don't recognize early Listeria symptoms, mistaking them for normal age-related tiredness or minor digestive discomfort. On top of that, blue cheese is one of the saltiest cheeses available, with over 400 milligrams of sodium per ounce. For older adults at risk of high blood pressure, heart conditions, or kidney weakness, this is a dangerous number. You might think, I only use a little, just a bit with dinner. But the truth is, even a small amount can trigger a reaction if your body is sensitive to histamine or tyramine, the very substances found in those attractive blue veins. Another study from the European Journal of Internal Medicine found that frequent consumption of mold-ripened cheeses was associated with higher rates of chronic migraines, gut inflammation, and unexplained insomnia. Have you ever felt restless, had trouble sleeping, or experienced mild anxiety after dinner? It might be worth reviewing what you ate. Blue cheese could be playing a bigger role than you think. That's why, for people over 50, many nutrition experts recommend completely avoiding mold-ripened cheeses, especially if you have a history of high blood pressure, heart issues, or digestive problems. If you love bold flavors, here are safer, flavorful alternatives. Feta cheese from sheep's milk, lower in tyramine, easier to digest, and rich in natural probiotics. Pure goat cheese, not mold-ripened, easy to digest, and low in lactose. Aged cheddar, but choose low-sodium versions with no blue veining. You can still enjoy rich, savory flavors without the risk of fainting, hospitalization, or a blood pressure crisis from a cheese that only seems gourmet. Don't let the gourmet label distract you. After 50, your body deserves smarter, gentler choices. Blue cheese is no longer suitable. One small change is one big step away from the emergency room. Part 4. Cream cheese. Cream cheese, soft, smooth, spreadable, and mildly fragrant, is one of the most popular breakfast items in America. You may have had it on a bagel, in a sandwich, or even paired with fruit. And you might be thinking, cream cheese looks light and harmless. It can't be as dangerous as moldy or processed cheeses, right? But the truth is, cream cheese is a hidden bomb of fat and bacteria, especially dangerous for those over the age of 50. First, let's look at the nutritional content. A 30-gram serving of cream cheese provides only about 2 grams of protein, very low, but contains up to 10 grams of fat, nearly 6 grams of which is saturated fat. This is the type of fat that has been proven to increase bad LDL cholesterol and contribute to the formation of plaque in blood vessels. According to the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, once you pass age 50, even a small excess of saturated fat can significantly increase the risk of visceral fat accumulation, vascular inflammation, and metabolic disorders. The second issue, which often goes unnoticed, is that cream cheese contains virtually no fiber, few essential micronutrients, and 0 probiotics. This makes it a high-calorie, low-nutrient food, a factor that contributes to silent weight gain and reduced energy in older adults. That's not all. The soft texture of cream cheese makes it highly susceptible to bacterial contamination if not stored properly. In particular, Listeria monocytogenes, a bacterium responsible for dangerous infections in people with weakened immune systems. Listeria can survive and grow in cold environments, meaning that even if cream cheese is refrigerated, it can still become contaminated if opened frequently or stored past its expiration date. A report from the CDC documented several Listeria outbreaks, directly linked to soft cheeses, including cream cheese, and the main victims were elderly individuals. Take the case of Mr. Frank, 71, from California. He had a consistent morning routine, a toasted bagel with honey-flavored cream cheese and a cup of black tea. During a family gathering, he felt slight stomach pain, thinking he'd just eaten too much. But that night, he developed a fever, vomiting, diarrhea, and was rushed to the ER. The result? A Listeria infection. And doctors confirmed the likely source was an open tub of cream cheese left uncovered in the fridge for 5 days. There's another detail many overlook. Many commercial cream cheese varieties are flavored with added sugar and artificial ingredients, such as strawberry, walnut, or vanilla. These tasty versions can contain up to 3 to 4 grams of sugar per serving, meaning you're also ingesting an unnecessary insulin spike first thing in the morning, causing blood sugar fluctuations, increased hunger, fatigue, and weight gain. And if you have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, which are increasingly common in Americans over 50, this is a food you should stay far away from. To summarize, here are 3 reasons cream cheese is a silent threat. First, high in saturated fat with almost no protein, leading to empty calorie intake. Second, prone to Listeria contamination due to its soft, moist texture. Third, flavored varieties often contain hidden sugars, contributing to blood sugar disruption and chronic inflammation. So what are the better alternatives? Try these options. Unsalted fresh ricotta, high in protein, low in fat, and easy to digest. Plain Greek yogurt mixed with fresh fruit or avocado, smooth, delicious, and good for gut microbiota. Low-fat cottage cheese. If you choose the unsalted kind, it even adds natural calcium and beneficial bacteria. All of these options provide real nourishment for your body, without the risks of bacterial infection, high blood pressure, or blood fat imbalances, And most importantly, train your body to enjoy real foods. No artificial flavors, no gimmicks. Go to your fridge and take a look at that tub of cream cheese you're using. If it's been open for several days, if it's flavored with strawberry, honey, or walnuts, it's time to say goodbye. Health after 50 doesn't come from supplements. It comes from small daily choices like this. Conclusion: cheese isn't inherently bad, but after a certain age, choosing the right type becomes the key to whether you live healthily, independently, or with silent daily risks. Remember, avoid processed cheese, American cheese, blue cheese, and cream cheese. Prioritize natural cheeses that are low in sodium, free from additives, and rich in real nutrients. One small change today could save you from a hospital visit tomorrow. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment with your experience, and subscribe to the 50+ Health Guardian channel so you won't miss any essential health updates for your middle and senior years. We're here to walk alongside you through every meal, every choice, and every strong, healthy year ahead.